Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. Well, let's this matter that seems to be going off between security agencies, senators being mentioned here and there, JTF in the fray, former governors being mentioned, giving a new twist, a different perspective, if you will, on the security situation in the country. Well, let's start off with that and get across to Max Banite, who is a security consultant, to get one or two words on him about this matter. Morning, and thank you for joining us. Well, different perspectives, time and again, Nigerians are saddled with, but now another senator and who also mentioned a former governor. This has just been mentioned right up there. And does this, from your perspective, in any way lend credence to what the president had said at the time that they had infiltrated the government? Or is just maybe just not quite together yet?
Well, thank you so much for having me on the air. And it is imperative to state that the Boko Haram is not a Holy Spirit. He's a human being, and he is bound to be related to a human being. And the State Security Services, or rather Department of State Security Services, have time with that number, said that some of these Boko Harams are being sponsored by very wealthy individuals. But Nigerians never wanted to believe that. So the special forces are doing that, which the president has given them the mandate to do. Flush out members of Boko Haram. And they are being found in every nook, cranny, and corner. And it is very likely that the heavyweights in Borno State are going to be victims of this Boko Haram. So we have seen the time Senator Ndume was picked up, and that case is still pending, and now Senator Zana. I am not surprised at all, because Boko Haram are human beings, and they are bound to have relatives.
Isn't it going to be hasty for us to come to any conclusion about this matter, because at the moment, to some, it may appear hazy. The security agencies have got to piece all of these puzzles together to make any concrete sense out of it, don't you think?
Well, investigation is an ongoing thing. Identifying a suspect is one thing. He is already called a suspect, and the investigation is ongoing. And there are bound to be more suspects. And by the time he is interviewed, I use the word specifically interview rather than interrogation, interviewed by the Department of State Security Services and the relevant security agencies, we will get some more information. Now, the senator himself, in an interview yesterday, admitted that the young man is a relative of theirs, and the young man is always on drugs, and that the young man is rumored to be a member of the extremists. Then one begins to wonder, why didn't the senator do that which is preemptive? Direct the authorities that he has a relative that may be a suspected member of this dreaded group. You have to also understand that of the 15 commanders or high-placed members of Boko Haram, there is a particular family of which 5 of the members came from one particular family. And because of that, their father died of heart attack. There are simulators of Osama bin Laden, young men who come from very highly placed parents, very wealthy parentage, and they just became members of Boko Haram, perhaps in their own mind, emulating Osama bin Laden, who also came from a very wealthy family. These are really very trying times for wealthy families and members of prominent families.
All right, comment on this, if you will. I mean, yes, they say the gentleman was declared wanted at the time. What do you think that those who were close to the gentleman could have done since he was declared wanted?
Let me hear that again, please.
The the gentleman who was declared wanted, who is in the custody of the authorities now, at the time he was declared wanted, eventually now we get to see he's related to quite a number of people who are speaking up now. Do you think they should have spoken up before now, either about the whereabouts or their relationship with him before this incident?
Exactly what I was saying. When the state security agencies declared the young man wanted, the senator could not say that he didn't know that there is someone that has a collateral umbilical cord attached to him that is wanted by the security agencies. At that particular point in time, he could have gone to the Department of State Security that have given their telephone numbers all over the screen and say to them, look, on a quiet note, the gentleman you are looking for has a collateral umbilical cord to me. He is a nephew of mine. And if I identify where he is, I will place you right in that location. And he can quietly give up this gentleman. Well, he didn't. And the fact that he didn't makes him culpable to the crimes of the young man. The fact that after the fact, the young man was traced to his own vicinage compels the issue for him as a senator. So he can try to hold to any kind of dry straws that he wants to hold on to. If the young man gives the information that he is a financier, he should also be brought in for additional interview with the Department of State Security.
Yeah, but can we dismiss with a wave of hand the fact that there seems to be some political twist to this? He says they want me out of this seat primarily, and if he's my nephew, I mean, should I be the one to come forward if the people who are directly related to him won't do that? Why should he be the one to come forward, some may ask?
Well, he may not feel he's responsible to come out and finger his nephew. But the virtue of the fact that he is now a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and a senator representing a constituency within the Federal Republic of Nigeria, his responsibility is taken to a different notch. He's no longer representing his immediate family. There is an extended family and there is a larger family called Nigeria. At that particular point in time, and remember, someone that carries a red passport, he has the responsibility of going to the federal authorities and saying, please, the name you have mentioned may be associated to my family. And please, come and I can point to where you can find the young man. It is no longer an issue of family affair. It has become a greater responsibility that he owes the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And we will, as a nation, clap for him and say that in spite of the pains it would have cost him as an individual, he has come out to give up someone who is a nephew. That is how things are done in proper perspective. And failure to do that means that he is also a financier indirectly or somebody that harbors a criminal to the highest extent, in this particular case, a suspected insurgent or terrorist.
Do you think it's possible that he did not know that there was such a list of, people who were wanted by the SSS or even security agencies?
Those possibilities are always there, Mopen. Those possibilities are always there. But the security agencies, in their own ways, have always found their responsibility very difficult. And that is why when they have the privilege, opportunity, they make announcements that they are looking for so and so people. They drop off flyers in particular vicinages telling people we are looking for X, Y, Z. And he really have to prove that he was not aware of these responsibilities. And the security agencies will also show added proof that they have time without number mentioned that they are looking for these various people. So, I mean, if this young man was not caught, the senator will still be somewhere marching off saying that the security agencies should leave Borno, that they are killing innocent citizens. Anytime there are operations against terror in any part of the world, they are bound to have collateral damages. And Nigeria cannot be an exception.
Okay, now a host of people will say that it's been a long time when security agencies have been saying that they have an idea of who the financiers are. They are people who are high and mighty. But people will wonder, why is it taking so long to be able to even hold them as suspects?
Well, it is important for the security agencies to take their time and do proper investigations. And you also have to understand that the Anti-Terrorism Bureau is very loose as it is at the moment. Therefore, the roadmap to prosecution must be thought properly and well thought out by the security agencies. So when in doubt, you hold up until you have all the proper evidence. And at this particular time, I would like to commend the security agencies with both hands clapping. Unfortunately, I'm holding my telephone for doing a job doing a very well, a proper job in this particular case. Now, on the other hand, one could also go the way of your argument, why wait this long? But that why is the reason why we are where we are. They waited this long in order to get the right person, and therefore it is appropriate.
Okay, the question is, the name of a former governor has popped up several times now with issues concerning Boko Haram. Why do you think he's not been brought in for questioning too?
Look, your guess is as good as mine. I have been on your channel's television live where I also alluded that we wouldn't be where we are today if he didn't promise Yusuf and Foy the opportunity to have a Sharia in Borno, number one, and number two, Ministry of Religious Affairs. He lived up to the latter and declined on the former. Having done that, he also helped to precipitate the state and level of uncertainty in Borno State. Now, the policemen who are on trial for killing those young men are yet to finger him as the one that gave the order. So I want to believe that the evidence against him is still loose.
Okay.
But the government will not err if Ali Sharif is detained for interview within the Department of Security Services.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there.
It will shake Borno State. It will make people in Borno State begin to believe.
Thank you very much indeed, Max. We've got to let it go there. Thank you for speaking with us this morning, Max Banite.